In this video, we're going to talk about a tough one. For condo boards and HOAs, what do you do when a capital project you have planned for your community goes over budget? Let's talk about how to handle this situation both before and during the project. First, let's talk about setting proper expectations from the start. Here's the crucial truth every board needs to understand. No matter how well you plan, no matter how experienced your contractor is, no matter how thorough your initial assessment, unexpected issues can and often do arise. Let me give you a real-world example. You're doing an asphalt renovation project. Your engineer and contractor, they've done their due diligence. Core samples have been taken. You've set what seems like a solid budget with a 10% contingency, but once the work begins, you discover areas requiring deeper undercuts than anticipated, or the city inspector swoops in and requires additional thickness in certain areas for proper load bearing. So how do you prepare your community for this possibility? Start with transparent communication before the project begins. When presenting the initial budget to your community, be explicit about 3 key points. First, make it clear that the initial budget's based on visible conditions and reasonable assumptions. Explain that until work begins, there's no way to know with absolute certainty what lies beneath the surface or what additional requirements might arise. Second, be upfront that while you've included contingency in the budget, there's still the possibility of exceeding it. Use analogies your residents can relate to, like renovating their own homes if they had one, where unexpected issues often arise once the walls are opened up. Third, and this is crucial, make it clear that regardless of how costs may change, the project must be completed once started. You can't leave a road half finished or a roof partially replaced. Now let's talk about handling the situation when costs do exceed the budget. The moment you realize you're likely to exceed the contingency, take these steps. Call an emergency board meeting. Get all the facts from your contractor and engineer, document everything thoroughly, then communicate with your residents immediately. Don't wait until the next regular meeting. Your communication should include the specific reasons for the cost increase, documentation supporting these findings, the immediate plan to complete the project, the financial impact on the community, and the timeline for any additional assessments needed. Remember, some residents might argue they're not responsible for additional costs because they've already paid their share. Be clear, this is a community obligation. All owners are responsible for their proportionate share of necessary community improvements, regardless of when they paid their initial assessment. Now, let's address a specific situation many boards face. What happens with residents who are on payment plans for the initial assessment when these additional costs arise? Here's the reality. Payment plans for the original assessment don't exempt residents from their share of necessary additional costs. Think of it this way. A payment plan is simply a courtesy the board extended to help residents manage the original amount. It doesn't create a contract that locks in the total project cost. When additional costs arise, you have several options for handling payment plans. A, you can create a separate payment plan for the additional amount. B, you can modify the existing payment plan to include the new total. C, you can extend the length of the existing payment plans to keep payments manageable. The key is being flexible but firm. Be willing to work with residents on payment terms, but be clear that participation in the additional cost isn't optional. Your governing documents require all owners to pay their proportionate share of the necessary community expenses, regardless of the payment method. Document any modifications to payment plans in writing. Make sure that you have your association attorney review any new or modified payment agreements. If there's potential mismanagement or contractor issues, those can be addressed through legal channels after the project is complete. But the immediate focus needs to be on completing the necessary work to protect the community's assets. Here's what not to do. Don't try to hide or minimize the situation. Don't delay communicating with residents. Don't let work stop while sorting out the finances. Don't make promises about potential legal outcomes. Finally, document everything. Every change order, every communication with contractors, every city inspection requirement. This protects the board and the community, whether the extra costs are due to legitimate discoveries or potential mismanagement. Remember, your role as a board member is to protect the community's interests. Sometimes that means making rough decisions and having difficult conversations, but with proper preparation and transparent communication, you can navigate these challenges successfully. If you found this perspective valuable, I invite you to connect with us. For our Instagram viewers, hit follow and feel free to DM us with your questions or community challenges. YouTube viewers, Subscribe to our channel and check out the video description for links to our website, where you'll find our published works on community management, board excellence, and our unique management philosophy. Whether you're dealing with the challenges we discussed today or other community issues, we're here to help. Visit our website to discover our thought leadership content, books, and resources that can transform your community management approach. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.